Hello! I am so excited for today's adventure. Today I am heading to Linlithgow. Linlithgow is one of my favourite day trips from Edinburgh. It's super easy to get there. You can just jump on the train from Edinburgh Central and it takes you right into the middle of Linlithgow. And it's just a really beautiful, quaint, wee town, and the history is just incredible. So today I'm going to show you a few of my favourite attractions in Linlithgow and around Linlithgow as well. So some of the attractions you will require a car, but for most of them you can access Linlithgow via public transport and explore the town on foot. I'm really excited to show you guys Linlithgow and some of my favourite hidden gems in the area, so let's go. So I just arrived in Linlithgow, and handy tip, there is parking right next to Linlithgow Palace, which is really great. You can just park up, I think it's about £4 or £5 for the day, and then explore the town by foot. So let's go explore. Sitting beside the crosswell which marks the centre of Linlithgow, and this was once where the Murcat Cross was located, so the weekly markets were once held here, and any important announcements or ceremonies were also held right here in this location. A well has stood here since the 1600s, however the current version was actually built in the 1800s to replace the original, which was destroyed by Oliver Cromwell's army. If you look carefully at the very top of the monument, you will notice that it is adorned by a unicorn, which is Scotland's national animal. So right now I'm standing outside the legendary Linlithgow Palace, birthplace to Mary Queen of Scots, and unfortunately we can't go inside today because the palace is closed due to COVID-19 restrictions. However, maybe that's a good thing because I don't want to ruin the surprise when you do visit. Linlithgow Palace was built in the 15th century and sits on the bonny banks of Linlithgow Loch. Mary Queen of Scots was born here in 1542 and became queen when she was just 6 days old, when her father, James V, died shortly after the Battle of Solway Moss from a fever. So I want to show you guys something that is super cool. Just behind me on the east side of the wall of Linlithgow Palace there is a window with 4 window panes. Now that is the room where Mary Queen of Scots was born almost 500 years ago. When you enter the palace, be sure to look out for the line of plaques which lists the monarchs of Scotland and the United Kingdom from Mary Queen of Scots. So one of my absolute favourite things to do when I visit Linlithgow is to walk the circuit around Linlithgow Loch. If you'd like to do this walk, I recommend starting at the palace and walking the circuit clockwise. Today, however, I'm actually walking the route anti-clockwise because I want to show you one of my absolute favourite spots to get photos of the palace. The walk around Linlithgow Loch is super easy and takes just 1 hour. The most photogenic part of the loch is the northeast end, where you can take photos like this. So the next place in Linlithgow that I'm going to show you guys is a pub with a very interesting name. Now the name of this pub is either going to amuse you or offend you, but it does have a really interesting story behind it. So people born in Linlithgow are known as black bitches, and the reason for this is that once upon a time there was a criminal who was sentenced to starve to death on one of the islands in the middle of Linlithgow Loch. When the criminal failed to starve to death, the townspeople became suspicious, as you would, and they realised that his black female greyhound had actually been swimming across the loch each night bringing him food and water. As punishment, they ended up chaining the greyhound to the island to starve to death as well. I know, it's absolutely horrid, but this was Scotland back then. As the tale was retold again and again, the people of Linlithgow took the dog's bravery and loyalty as their own, and they proudly call themselves black bitches. Honestly, if I could live anywhere in Scotland, it would definitely be Linlithgow, or in the Bathgate Hills, which are just south of Linlithgow, and that is exactly where I'm going to go now. I'm going to show you guys one of my most favourite hidden gems in Scotland. This place is absolutely incredible. Not many people know about it. I always bang on about it because it's such an incredible place, but it's not really on any sort of tourist trail. So you do need a car to get here. I always recommend, if you're travelling Scotland, try and hire a car so you can get to all these little off the beaten track gems. So I'm going to take you there now. I'm going to show you exactly why this place is so special to me, and I'm sure that you'll love it. Well, I finally made it. I am currently standing on top of Cairnpapel Hill, which just has the most wonderful views in Scotland. You can honestly see so far here on a clear day. You can see all the way out to the Forth Bridges, you can see across to Fife, you can even see Arthur's Seat and Edinburgh Castle from up here, and on some days when the weather is super clear you can even see all the way out to the Isle of Arran. So it's just insane what you can see from this viewpoint. Because I'm up on a hill and it is so exposed, that does mean it can get really, really cold up here. So make sure that you bring a jacket. Cairnpapel Hill has been used as a major ritual site and burial place for the past 4,000 years. At its centre lies a henge monument, a rare type of Neolithic ceremonial monument. Sadly, experts do not know what type of rituals were held here. However, the position of the hill would have been a fantastic spot to watch the sun rise and set, so it's easy to imagine why the early people of Scotland used this location for their rituals. When the site is open from April to September, you can go inside the chamber, which was also used for burials. So that concludes my wee tour of my favourite hidden gems in and around Linlithgow. I hope you enjoyed it. It is freezing cold outside right now, so I'm going to go home, get inside and get cosy, and I'll see you next time.